I'm here today with a short video as I declutter a basket that sits beside me here by my chair where I do most of my knitting and my spindle spinning, reading, watching TV. It's a living space, but it needs help. So hold on to your horses. So here I am. I've got this lovely napkin here as I pull things up, and I'll show them to you. So the first thing is this lovely bag that I bought at the church sale, and inside it are all my short knitting needles for socks and mittens, all different sizes. So as I come across needles that should go in the bag, I'm going to put them in the bag. I have 2 packages of needles. I'm sure this is going to come in backwards for you, but the Knit Pick Shorties, which I don't really like, I can't work with them. And then these larger ones. Pretty, eh? And I am working with one of those. So I like those. I just don't have a place for them yet. Then I have this lovely purple bag. These are all in this little basket beside me. And I will show you. I have some crochet hooks, some hooks for using, those round looms, the knitter's looms, and these needles, which I can never figure out how to use, a guide, and there's nothing on the other side yet. So I have that as a space to put some things if I need to. I have a skein of yarn that is dyed with acorns. It's sitting there. I have a place for it to go. That's okay. I have this needle, which I like the wooden feel, but things catch on it. So that's going to a thrift store. There. So I'm back and I just got myself a box to put stuff for thrifting in. Maybe I don't need this napkin on me. Silly of me, eh? And I have a book I'm reading called How to Be a Craftinist. Still working on that. There's some more fiber to spin. My book needs to go away. A little tiny bit more fiber. It's going to go in my jar. Don't put it down, put it away. So what do? I get out my little jar with all my bits and pieces, and in it goes, just like that. I have a few jars with bits and pieces in it, and I'm using them for my modular blankets, my modular knitting. So that's all fine and good. I have the Nitty Naughty that Nick made me. So it's actually going to stay in the basket. So I'm going to put it over here. And then I have pieces of another Nitty Naughty. I know there's more pieces to this in here somewhere. That's just it. It's in here somewhere. There it is. So they will stay in the basket. And oh, the letter from this lovely fiber that I'm spending. So it will go with that fiber. And then I have sock yarn, and I believe I have a bag here for that. For bits and pieces of sock yarn. So that if I ever need something, all I have to do is grab one of these bags. And I have 2 or 3 of them with leftover sock yarn in them. So I'll just leave that one there. And then I have this bag of circular needles. So if I come across another circular that I'm going to keep, I'll put it in there. I have a lot of circular needles. There's a full skein of sock yarn. Himalayan 7525. It looked initially like it's red, white, and blue, but there's some green, there's some brown. World of Yarn. So where is it? Made in Turkey. So that's going to go with all my sock yarns. Okay. I have an extra pile for sock yarns. I have this lovely dress pattern, which needs to go with my sewing stuff. Oops. I have 3 of these lovely hoops, which will also go with my sewing stuff and my embroidery stuff, so that's fine. And I have this blue chunky that is going to the thrift store. I don't want that, so it's gonna go. And garbage, and I have garbage here right beside me. I always have garbage beside me. And then I have this old thing. It's cracked. Do I want to keep it? Yes, no. What do you think, guys? It is cracked. I'm going to get rid of it. I have another one, so I don't really need that. I have garbage. I have, this is for socks, to measure the sock calculator. And I measured here where I go for my toe. Okay. So that will go that will stay in the basket. I have this thing, I think it's actually a Christmas ornament. And I was trying to figure out if I could use it as a spindle. So I will test that out later today. Leave it with that. And I have cords. What are they for? Cords. Don't know. Gonna test them and then they're gonna go somewhere because no. I have these lovely needles. What size are they? See, they don't even want to tell me. Yeah, they do. They're 3.5, which is a really good size, but you know what? I don't like the length of them. So, you know, I know better. What do you do with things that you have that maybe look nice, but you'll never use? Yeah, get rid of them. They're not garbage. They're just for the thrift box, is what I'm thinking. So I'm trying to tie this little pretty string, but the string's too short. Get a bigger one. Is that one bigger? That one's a bit bigger. So decluttering can be a chore, but also digging to the bottom of your basket or the bottom of your bag allows you the chance to see what you have and what you might have lost or misplaced or whatever, right? I made one slipper. I don't like making slippers. I have a friend of mine who makes me slippers, but I don't like making them. And there's only one. So it is going. Sorry, guys. I have this white, which goes in this other bag. This is yarn I'm using for a pair of mitts I'm working on right now. And it's the right wool, so it's going in there. I have, more sock yarn and a pretty bag. So I'm going to hold on to the bag for something else. But, you know, the sock yarn goes in the sock bag. You think I have a color scheme going here? Look at this. I'll turn it this way. I have purple. I have purple and pink. I have purple and pink. That's cotton. That doesn't even belong in there, but I'm not going to take it out now. I do have in here cotton. And that's for one of those things that you crank and get the I-cord. So that can stay in there. But I have a feeling that these are all, they're all bits and pieces. So I'm going to see if Nick would like some of them for the garden. If not, they can go out. And I have this little bit of crochet cotton. It'll go there. And this is 2-ply hand spun. You know what? I'm going to put that over here to go with my memory blanket that I am working on. More garbage, and I'm just going to rip it so I know I'm not going to pick it up again. Do you do that? I rip up things I know I need to get rid of. Guess what I found? Another cord. So again, we'll have to figure out what we're doing with all those cords. See? I have this cutesy pie. You know what that's for, right? That's for darning. Darning little things by the looks of it, because it's not very big. So that's going to stay in the basket. And I have a piece from an old Turkish spindle. So I have to decide what I want to do with that, because the other piece broke. I have this. Let me just open this up a bit. I've been working on this for a long time. Oh, there we go. So if I pick it back up, I could keep going. I think I made it and then I wanted it longer. So this is from some Lincoln that I got years ago, and I dyed it with Wilton's. So that's a project. I believe it's the One Row scarf by the Yarn Harlot. I can tell by the stitches that's what that is. So there you go. Right? 2-ply. Really pretty. So that's a project I can work on. I'll just leave that here. Nope. And laundry is going to go over there. And more yarn for mittens. This is garbage. I'm getting to the bottom of my basket, guys. 30 days of decluttering. Yeah, I don't know. I have these little tiny pieces. So they're going to go in the jar. Little tiny cream colored, probably spindle spun. Here we go. Yep. And in they go. Just like that. Maybe I'll leave the lid off of that until I'm done, in case I have more. And there's a pattern down here. What was I working on? I don't remember, but so it's going. I can't tell what it is. So it's gone. Obviously a long time ago. Guess what? I believe that is for one of those mini music player thingies that I haven't used in a long time. Treadle clip replacement. Yep, I needed those and got that. So that's installed. I don't need that. And I have a little basket down here. And there it is. This little tiny thing that's falling apart. It actually is falling apart. So you know what? I'm going to throw them both out, because that is garbage. Garbage. I think I'm just going to throw this whole basket out by the looks of it. There's an old-fashioned pin cushion. And yeah. Yep, that whole thing is going in the garbage. Just like that. And what do I have coming down here? Just more garbage. So I'm going to pause the video and then I'm going to come right back as I get rid of my garbage. Okay, so I'm back and I have this old pillowcase. I don't like the way it feels. And I left it out to put possibly some fiber in, because I like to store fiber in old pillowcases. So what I'm going to do, I've had this for years and years. I think it was gifted to me by someone who was clearing out their stuff. Yeah. So I turn it inside out and I'm going to put it in this basket. And then bring the basket up and show you. See, it's a nice big wicker basket. And I'm just going to put this around the outside, see if I can make it fit. There we go. There. So my basket is complete. And what am I going to put back in my basket? You're going, well, there's a lot of stuff here. And that's true. There is a lot of stuff. So my needles, my other needles, this project that I will pick up again this spring. I've made a decision about that. The other Ziploc bag with needles are going in there. My homemade nitty knotty. I'm going to put it on the side, I guess. And that's 3D printed nitty knotty. And I have my, yeah, see that? I don't know where the other part of this is, but it'll go in the bottom there. And my, that, and that for my socks. My How to Be a Craftinist book will go in there. And you know what? Oh, I've got one more. This one. So I'll close it up. It doesn't? There we go. So there's the basket, and that will sit over here on my right hand side. And guess what I found? I found another needle. So we'll put it away. Doesn't it bother you when you see things that should have been put away and they weren't? It bothers me. Like, why didn't I put that away sooner? And why was it just lying there? Anyway, there goes. You know, the other thing I don't like is this one. Where? Come on. I don't like the little short things. They get in my way. So that's going into my donate box. How about that? Take the air out of this and fold it back down. And it'll go in my basket as well. There. So I think that's everything I want in there. I have 2 more jars of floofs down here of hand spun. I know, I'm leaning over. I'm reaching down for garbage, all that neat stuff. All my other cords are down here, and that's fine. Yeah. More garbage. Oops. Don't you just love garbage? Anyway, let's try this. So, you know, it says 18 minutes is the time mark right now. And it's pretty well done. I have a few things to put away in different rooms that are easy for me to put away. I'm going to take this big floof here and put it on the top of that basket because that's kind of what I'll be picking up to spin between that and this. See? This was the other that was gifted to me. That actually sits here beside me on the table because that's where I do that. Let me just see if I can get this where I want it. Oh, and you can see I have my orchid. This is where I'm putting my singles after I take them off that spindle. They go there. My money tree, this was a gift years and years ago, but just after Christmas, there were no leaves. There was nothing. And I was about ready to throw it out. And I walked by it another day and there's a tiny little bit of green. I thought, I'm going to wait. And look at it now. It just sprouted a brand new one. It was so exciting. So that's the beginning of my crafting declutter. I have some sock yarn to put away with all the rest of my sock yarns. which is a good thing. And I have fiber to put away with the rest of my fiber stuff, my sewing pattern. Got to check out these cords. That's what I have to check out. And the embroider hoops, which will go in the drawer over here. So, yeah. Thanks for coming along with me. I've been able to talk my way through cleaning up that basket, which has been on my mind for quite a while, even probably since we moved in here in 2021. So that's, yeah, I hadn't gotten to the bottom of that basket in a very long time. So thank you. Thank you for keeping me company and walking with me through that journey. I think I'm going to enjoy my coffee. I made myself some iced coffee. The ice is all melted, but it's still tasty. Not very sweet though. It has no sweetener in it at all. But you always need a little something, right? So the next beverage of choice will be a homemade electrolyte one that I do with pineapple juice, coconut water, cream of tartar, and salt. I'm going to mix all that up and enjoy that as my next beverage of choice. Yeah, so this is hanging. Everything hangs on me like hugely right now. So I think a major declutter of my wardrobe is in order. I have a small wardrobe anyway, but when things don't fit right, this is okay for sitting around the house. But maybe I should try putting on something that fits when I do video. Maybe. And for those of you who are wondering or are curious, I am looking into some dental work. Probably won't get it done till the summer when I'm off for 4 weeks and have a chance to heal. And it's very traumatic for me. So that's kind of July down the road for me unless an emergency happens before then. But if you're concerned, thank you. Keep praying. That's all I can ask for. And I am aware and I will be taking care of the situation. Yeah. In the meantime, I'm going to keep knitting. I have technically Lent ends with Palm Sunday, but I'm going to keep working on my Lenten project till we get to Good Friday. So I got a few more days to work on that, and then I'm going to walk you through it. The thought processes that I've had. You can watch for a blog post on that one coming up, probably after Easter at this point. And I will continue carding. I'm doing some carding right now. Wool carding, I should say. I'm doing my spindle spinning. I'm doing some plying. I'm doing some knitting. So I have a sock I'm working on. I have my Lenten blanket that I'm working on. And I have a mitten. So, wow. Lots of things. Lots of things on the go. And that's good because I need that variation, right? So I hope you are enjoying your day. If it's a weekend for you, have a good one. Don't you love my purple? This was my prayer shawl from when I left the Ottawa area. And purple, my color, purples and blues, right? And it's great for Lent. So I like to have it around a little bit more often during this time, for sure. Tomorrow, Palm Sunday, the triumphal entry into the city of Jerusalem. For me, it's always an exciting day. It heads into something else, but it begins with this excitement. And in truth, ends with excitement next Sunday with Resurrection Day. So, yeah, lots to do, lots of excitement, family time next weekend. I'm really looking forward to that as well. So, depending on what's going on in my life, I may not be online as much this week as I have been in the past. Just because I have 2 services that I'm working on and I want to be fully prepared so that when I visit with family on Saturday, I can totally relax and enjoy that time with them without worrying and fretting about what's going to come the next day. So thank you for chatting. Thank you for helping me declutter one little tiny spot. Another part of my fiber stash decluttering Sharing even will come at a later date, and I have lots more to go through. So, anyway, for now, I guess I didn't introduce myself. I'm Doll from Doll Can Create, and I believe you can too. So, we are all blessed to be a blessing. Bless someone with your smile today. Know that you're cared for. And until next time, bye for now.